The first time I actually attempted to break the 4-hour marathon, I actually also failed. But that race actually gave me a lot of lessons, and it also became as my starting point really on how to figure out how to break this 4-hour barrier. Fast forward, now my PR in the marathon is 3 hours and 6 minutes. So I'm gonna tell you guys everything that I learned on how to successfully break this 4-hour marathon. First things first, before you start training, make sure that you have an efficient running form. Efficiency is definitely a big factor in running, of course, especially for longer distances. 540 per kilometer pace, that's very specific. You want to hit or maintain that pace, you really need to be very efficient and also be metronomic. I know that there are a lot of discussions about what's the perfect running form, but in my opinion, there's no such thing as perfect running form because of course we have different body structures. Some of course are taller than others. So the best thing that you can do is you just really have to figure out what's the best running form for you. One of my simple tip is that when you run, try to relax your upper body and make sure that your arms and legs are actually like working together in a synchronized way. And also try to do some running drills that can actually help you a lot to really find that nice rhythm and also for you to be metronomic. One of the positive signs that your running form is becoming more efficient is you should be able to hit faster pace without exerting excessive effort. I would say run between 30 to 40 miles per week because this amount of running should cover like all your workouts that you need for the week, and it will also help you mentally. Of course, if you run this much per week, that will definitely test your mind. And of all the workouts that you do, try to actually focus more on like the endurance type of workouts, like 10K up to half marathon tempo, and also your long run. And when you do all of these workouts, try to hit at least, you know, like 70% effort. So if you don't know what is like 70% effort, let's say you have like a 50-minute 10K PR, so just try to run between like 53 to 55 minutes. That's gonna be it. So why 70% effort? Because 70% effort is actually not hard really on your body, but you're still getting like quality miles, like quality workouts, and this can really build your strength for the marathon. So I assume that if you want to attempt to break the 4-hour marathon, that you at least have like a sub 2-hour half marathon PR or faster. So in that regard, there's really no question that you can run the speed. So now all you have to do is to stretch that endurance. You already run, of course, like 50% of the distance, so you know that you can run the pace. All you have to do is to stretch that endurance, and the long run will take care of that. So I would say run between 2 hours up to 3 hours and 30 minutes. Like you can do it at the end of the week, or it's really up to you where do you want to put your long run, as long as you do one long run within the week. Of course, if you want to run fast, then pick the fastest course, good weather, and if it's possible, pick the race that has like certified pacers. I will explain the certified pacers a little bit more in a minute. And also, if it's possible, try to insert a half marathon tune-up race about 4 to 3 weeks before the marathon. It's just really for a lot of good reasons. Number one is this is gonna be your last major workout before the race, and this is gonna be like your trial race before the marathon. Because I know you train for the marathon, let's say you put like a good 12-week cycle. So of course you have not a race for that long, and sometimes you just really don't know what's gonna happen in the race, and you're not really used to the crowd anymore. So this is really gonna be a good thing for you to start with. And this is also gonna be a race predictor. And the goal is to actually just run like your marathon pace. But if you're feeling good, if you think you're feeling like really strong and fit, maybe you can push the pace a little bit, but just don't give your 100% on this race yet, because you know that you're getting closer to the marathon, so that is really risky. And at the end of this race, whatever would be the result, this can really give you like a good idea, like if you're really fit to run, you know, the sub 4-hour marathon. So even if you are super fit to run the sub 4-hour marathon, if you mess this up, you're still gonna fail. Just try to do this like really simple things. Try to wake up, you know, 1 to 2 hours before the race. Of course, like you still have to do like your morning routines and stuff like that. So if you wake up early, you can do all of these things and get that stress out of your mind before the race. Second thing is like make a really concrete plan how you want to run the race, and try to stick on that plan no matter what. Like for example, you want to run like the first 20 miles easy and then push the last 10k of the race. It doesn't really matter how you want to plan the race, but just try to make sure that you actually make that plan before you start the race. Because you know what, sometimes during the race things could happen that, you know, like you're not expecting. So if you don't really have a concrete plan how you want to run the race, then you know that's just really gonna be a big problem. Third is don't skip any aid stations if possible, or ignore your gel intakes during the race. I know sometimes it's just really, you know, easy for us to, you know, skip this when we're feeling good. Sometimes when we feel that, you know, I think I'm still in good shape, I don't really need to drink like, you know, like fluids or take the gels. This will eventually catch up with you, and that's gonna be a really huge problem. Try to just make sure that you know, like you're really on the top of your nutrition and your fluid when you're running during the race, because you know you're performing something that you have never done before, and the most that you can do is just try to feel more comfortable by doing all of these things. And then follow the pacers. Certified pacers are very efficient to hit the right splits. I've run a lot of marathons with like certified pacers, and they're actually very good at that. It's just the thing that, you know, it's just take that psychological stress out of your mind, that you don't really have to worry about the splits. All you have to do is to follow the pacers. And also like it can also help you a little bit. It can give you a little bit of drafting while you're running behind the pacers. And lastly, you need to accept that it's gonna hurt. No matter how fit you are, if you run the marathon, no one is exempted. Everyone is gonna hurt. All you can do is really just, you know, just to manage the pain. Just tell your mind like, you know, I've done all the work and I can hurt for the last 40 minutes. You know, this is the right time. This is the time for you to execute it. You know, just try to make your mind like really tough, because if you do that, there's no question that you can really achieve the sub 4-hour marathon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you all in the next episode.